Chapter 15. Robo sat in the holding cell. His eyes were closed. He was dormant. Two technicians sat idly by outside the room, glancing every so often at the telemetry units monitoring Robo's systems. The technicians were clearly bored. At first, babysitting the cyborg was a great job. It got them out of the lab. But sitting day after day, night after night, in a run-down police station wasn't exactly heaven either. "Hey," one technician said, noticing a glitch in one of the readouts. "What's this?" The second technician banged the monitoring units. "Japanese equipment." They returned to their conversation. Inside the holding cell, Robo sat. Darkness, humming. All was still. No thoughts, no power. Crackle. A bright white line of static engulfed his senses. A black figure darted by. Who was that? Did he remember that? No. He had no memories. Wait. Voices. Laughter. Ka-chunk. What was that noise? A shotgun. Did he remember that? Yes. Very good. But from where? Crackle. A swirl of white light. A glimpse of a room. Square shapes. Boxes. Crates. Men above him. Next to him. Shotguns pointed at his body. A roar, the feeling of flesh torn away. Robo awoke with a start. His jaw ached from gritting his teeth. He shook his head clear as panels of indicator lights on the chair flickered to life wildly. Robo got to his feet as the two technicians watched, half amused. "Hey, look," one laughed. "Bucket Boy's online." The second technician frowned. "He's not supposed to be online. Did you activate him?" The first technician refused to get upset. "Japanese equipment. Probably a power surge. Let's just go in and..." It was too late. Robo was leaving the holding cell. "Hey!" the first technician exclaimed. "He can't do that!" Now it was the second technician who stifled panic. "Are you gonna tell him?" The first man shrugged. "Nah." In the booking room, Dr. Roosevelt was in the midst of hitting on a rookie policewoman when Robo walked into the room. "Sure, I'm a scientist, but I do the gym 3 times a week." Roosevelt grinned. "And what the fuck?" "Are you talking to me?" the policewoman asked angrily. "No, him." Robo walked through the booking room and headed for the door leading out of the precinct house. Roosevelt checked his watch, realized that Robo was off his schedule, and ran into the back of the station and the holding cell. The two technicians were combing through the readouts. "How did this happen? What the hell is this?" Roosevelt squealed. The first technician replied. "We were just wondering that ourselves." Robo slammed the front doors of the old Detroit station open. Outside, officers Lewis and Starkweather were escorting a handcuffed mugger up the stairs when Robo bounded down them. Lewis watched him head towards a turbo cruiser. She pushed the prisoner at Starkweather. "You book him. I'll catch up with you later." Robo marched to an empty cruiser and opened the driver's door, a grim look of determination on his face. Something was going on. Something was churning within him. Something alien, something very real. He felt the presence of someone behind him. Spinning, he found himself staring at a policewoman. Hello?" the woman said. I haven't had a chance to introduce myself. I'm Anne Lewis." Robo took a step towards the woman. Lewis held her ground, staring nervously at the armoured man. Robo blinked. Grids and readouts blurred his vision. He could barely make out her face. For a moment, she was every woman he had ever cared about. He blinked again. The prime directives appeared in his brain. Directive 1, serve the public trust. Directive 2, uphold the law. Directive 3, protect the innocent. Directive 4, classified. "Do you have a name?" Lewis asked. He blinked again. The directives and the grids were gone. Lewis was still standing before him. "How can I help you, Officer Lewis?" Robo asked, now in control. Lewis wasn't sure what to say. "Oh gee, that's not really what I meant. Don't you have a name?" Robo stared at her. What was she talking about? Lewis frowned. "Come on, Murphy. It is you underneath there, right?" Robo stepped back, cautiously. "Murphy?" Lewis stared deeply into his blue eyes. "You really don't remember me, do you?" Robo slid into the car. "No. Excuse me, I have a job to do. Somewhere there's a crime happening." He gunned the turbo cruiser and sped off into the night. A few seconds later, a very frazzled Dr. Roosevelt ran up to the curb where Lewis, confused and unsure, still stood. Tyler ran out of the station carrying sheafs of paper and stood next to his mentor. "What did you talk to him about, officer?" Before Lewis could answer, a limousine squealed to a halt in front of the station. "What the hell is going on around here?" Morton demanded. "She was talking to him," Roosevelt said, sounding like a schoolboy ratting on a cheating classmate. "About what?" Morton demanded. "Stuff?" Lewis shrugged. "What kind of stuff?" Morton asked angrily. "Police stuff," Lewis sneered. "He's a cop, isn't he?" Sergeant Reed's voice boomed from behind Morton. "Why shouldn't he shoot the shit with a fellow officer?" The young executive spun around and confronted the burly old cop. "I thought I made it clear that this project is off limits to your people. As long as your project is a cop at my station, he or it can talk to anyone or anything he wants." Reed fumed. Morton turned to Tyler. "What the hell happened here? Have we got a glitch or what?" Tyler stared at the reams of paper. "Well, it's hard to be 100% certain. I mean, this system was never designed to experience detailed somatic response." "It looks like Robo had a dream, Mr. Morton," Roosevelt explained. "Shit," Morton hissed. He faced Lewis. "What did you talk to him about?" "Well," Lewis shrugged. "I asked him if he had a name. He didn't know." Morton's eyes widened. He was as near hysteria as he could get. "Oh, great. Let me make it real clear to you, lady. He doesn't have a name. He's got a program. Clear?" Lewis shrugged. "Sure." Roosevelt was still concerned. "I say we pull him in, run a systems check, the works." Morton closed his eyes. Before him, his career, his status, about $3 million of merchandising contracts. And his shot at the cover of Time magazine was spinning down a large high-tech toilet. He growled at Roosevelt. "You want to take him offline because he had a little dream? Are you kidding me?" Roosevelt replied, not quite scientifically. Morton was not finished with his performance. He glowered at the old sergeant. "You're in deep shit, Reed. This goes on your record. This project doesn't concern cops. It's classified. It's OCP. An official reprimand will be on your desk tomorrow morning. Officer Lewis's discipline is your prerogative." Reed glared at the young executive. "I think she should get a medal for even talking to that bag of bolts. Your robo has the personality of an Omnicon vice president." Morton's face clouded. "We keep him on the streets," he ordered Roosevelt. "We maintain the schedule. We can't afford any downtime right now. Show me the readouts." Morton, Tyler, and Roosevelt scurried back into the precinct house like frightened rodents. Lewis shrugged and flashed a half grin at Reed. "Sorry, Sarge. I screwed up." "Forget it, kid. Morton is a serious asshole." The older man stared at the empty old Detroit street in the direction Robo had taken the cruiser. "Personally, I admire the tin bucket for thinking for himself for a change. I never saw him look like he had some place he had to go. And he was in a hurry." Lewis nodded. "Yeah, but where?"